G'day guys, before we sink our fangs into team list for round 16, just a reminder, the CBA Bowl is on Thursday night at Leichhardt over the women's game. 5:45 kick off the men's game, 7:45. I will be there for both of them. Kat will be there. I think Matty the Water Boy's coming along. There'll be a few content creators getting around there where CBA dreams come true, the under-19s origin. If you'd like to join me out there, there is a link down below in the description where you can get 2-for-1 tickets for the game. So make sure you go and grab your tickets. The link for Ticketek is below. 2-for-1 tickets. Come and join me out there on Thursday night for what is going to be a fantastic evening of junior rugby league. The CBA Bowl. How bloody good. G'day guys, welcome back to the Rugby League Guru podcast. Got our live reaction to Team List Tuesday for round 16. That is moving wildly quickly. Obviously a bye round, guys. We've got a number of teams on the bye. They include the Broncos, the Cowboys, the Dragons, the Parramatta Eels, the Newcastle Knights, the Panthers, and the Cronulla Sharks. We're going to go through the 5 games this weekend. No Thursday night game. The 1 on Friday, 3 on Super Saturday, then the 1 to round out Sunday afternoon. Kat's going to take us through the games. Welcome to the main stage, Kat Haddad.
Thank you for having me.
Very formal.
It's a pleasure as always.
Always. What do we got?
Let's kick off with the Dolphins versus the Storm. This one is at 8 p.m. at Suncorp Stadium on Friday
night, 8 p.m. is going to be a cracker. Now, we're just going to sort of go through the team list and talk about them as we go. I normally do notes on each team and what's changed, but because it's bye-round footy, there's so much to talk about. We'll just go through a team list and I'll give my reaction to each of them. So for the Finns, obviously, origin players out of this one, including Hamiso. So Trey Fuller, he jumps in at fullback. Pretty much 1 to 7 outside of that. In the forward pack, Jay Brom and Kenny Bromwich in the front row. Felice Kafusi obviously playing origin. On the edges, Lemuelu, good God. Shout out to you, Connolly. And Ewan Aiken in the back row with my boy Maxi Plath in jersey 13. The bench, same as usual, Kerr, Nichols, Ray Stone. One big change, though. Tavita Pangai Jr. is back in the NRL. Congratulations to him. For the Melbourne Storm, a huge in at fullback. Ryan Pappenhausen returns. Fantastic to see. Will Warbrick also returns. Suafalongo goes to the wing from fullback. Grant Anderson moves into the centres to partner Nick Meaney. Wishy and Hughes in the half still. Their forward pack, Kamakamitha and Josh King in the front row. Bronson Garlick at 9 with no Harry Grant. Blore and Eli Qatar on the edges. Trent Learoux will come out of Origin camp from the extended squad to play in jersey 13. And the bench of the Storm, Howarth, Welsh, Nelson Asafa-Solomona. And if you're a Joe Chan owner, you've got a little bonus number in Supercoach this week. So shout out to you. Should be noted though, Remus Smith, he has been named on the extended bench. So in jersey 18, interesting to see what impact this has. If Remus Smith comes into the side, you would assume that he will replace Grant Anderson. Could that mean, though, that Grant Anderson moves to the wing to replace Suafalongo? It's not what I would do, but we'll wait and see what Craig Bellamy does there. So a few moving pieces to watch there with the Melbourne Storm. Take us to the first game on Saturday, Mandu. What do we got?
All right. This one is at 3 p.m. at Seabus Super Stadium, and the Titans take on the Warriors.
Titans and the Wars, 3 p.m. At fullback, Keanu Keeney remains there. What a few weeks he's had. Very impressive. No huge changes for the Titans. Jaden Campbell remains at 5'8", Foz at 7. Kendon Palacia starts in the front row with Pahulu. Randall still in the 9. Fifita returns in the back row. How good if you're a Supercoach owner. We needed that. Both for more on the other side. Aaron Clark in jersey 13. Off the bench, Sammy Verrills, Isaac Liu, Isaac Farmasili, and Joe Stimson. Coming off the extended bench, no one really to take note of there. I don't think you'll see any changes to that side. For the Wars, you've got Dallin Martinez-Lesniak suspended. Ed Cossey comes in on the wing. Roger the Dodger, Tuivasa Shek returns in the centres. Very exciting to see. SJ Tomato Martin in the halves. Forward pack. Interesting. Dylan Walker named on the edge. A bit of a bizarre one there. I'm expecting Jacob Labert in jersey 15 to probably go into that edge. Walker on the edge doesn't really make much sense to me, but we'll see what happens there. Their bench as it stands right now, Chanel Harris-Tavita, Jacob Labert, Jazz Tavanga, Tom Ale. Nothing else to really change there. Now, Kat, I apologise for interrupting your Instagram video then.
Wow.
But if you'd like to take us to the next game, it'd be an honour.
You're really going to call me out so publicly like that? That's not very nice. Okay, let's kick off with the second game for Super Saturday, which is your team taking on the Bulldogs. So this one is a Roosters home game. Talk us through it.
She had just snapped back, didn't she? Credit to her. For the Sydney Roosters, Teddy at fullback, Daniel Tupi remains on the wing. Dom Young returns as well, a big in there for the Sydney Roosters. So Pauga moves back to the centres. Dom Young, a big in for all of our Supercoach teams as well. Some of us didn't quite get the mail he was out the other day.
Here we go again.
It's tit for tat. We love to see it.
It's true. I missed it. I missed the late news, whatever.
Oh, if only you're in the Roo crew. Tino May, he starts in the front row this week. Great to see. Brandon Smith also returns to the side with Connor Watson playing Origin. Outside of that, White in jersey 13, good for Supercoach owners there. Nat Butcher returns to an edge as well. Victor Radley stays there. The bench, Sandon Smith, Cecilia Tupanua, Sia Wong, and Blake Steep, who's playing lock forward for the New South Wales under-19s, and they're expecting him to back up off the back of that as well. So keep an eye on that. From their extended bench, nothing overly huge there. Just keep an eye on jersey 22, Celesi Foketi, a back rower or a middle forward that I really, really like. Wouldn't be surprised to see him maybe snare a debut if Blake Steep doesn't back up in this one.
Steep call that one.
Steep call that one. Very good. I don't know what you were just doing over there, but you rattled me. For the Bulldogs, Connor Tracy at fullback. Gerald Skelton back in first grade. We love to see it on the Sting. Unreal. Kiraz in the centres. Burton at 5'8", not needed in Origin camp. Toby Sexton in jersey 7. The front row, Maxi King and Sam Hughes. Reid Marnie at 9. On the edges, Josh Curran and Jamin Salmon, but it is worth noting, Viliami Kickout on the extended. Bailey Hayward wears jersey 13. The bench as it stands right now for Canterbury, Turpin, Farmasilli, Curtis Moran, and Hopoi. We've got Hutcho, Taff, Ellie Clark, Harry Hayes, and Viliami Kiko on the extended. Viliami Kiko, obviously the big watch there for the Canterbury Bulldogs. Late game, Super Saturday, Cat. What's doing?
This is probably the game of the round. This one is the Rabbitohs taking on the Manly Seagulls at Accor Stadium, 7:35 p.m. kickoff. For
the Bunnies, missing a lot of Origin players, which was a shock to all after how they've gone so far this season, but all their big guns gone to play Origin. Latrell out, so Jai Gray makes his return game. Super excited to see Jai run around again, as you guys know. Big fan of him. The rest of the back line remains unchanged there. Davey Miley and Sean Kepi will start in the front row. Cookie at 9, Cheekham and Arrow on the edges. Keon Coleman-Tungy in jersey 13. He has been an absolute revelation this year for you guys moving into the middle. I think he should just play in the front row once Cam Murray's back. The bench for the Bunnies, Mamazelis, Talis Duncan, Tommy Burgess, and Liam LeBlanc making his debut in jersey 17, a kid that I know a lot of people at South Sydney are very, very high on. So congratulations to Liam. He's had to work hard to get there, and he's one to keep an eye on this weekend. Outside of that, no other big calls there for South Sydney. For the Seagulls, Lehigh Hopewade remains at fullback. On the wing, Jason Saab and Tommy Talau. Kohler at 1 centre. Aaron Schott comes in to play his first game, I believe, for the Manly Seagulls, replacing Ruben Garrick. Shout out to him. Made me cry on the weekend. Luke Brooks will captain the Manly Seagulls for the first time at 5'8". And Carl Lawton, Mr. Fix-It in jersey 7. That will be something to behold. Carl Lawton versus Cody Walker might be the greatest odd couple of all time. Ethan Bullimore in the front row with Toff Sipley. Jake Simpkin in jersey 9 for the Seagulls. Corey Waddell and Burbo on the edges. Keep an eye on Corey Waddell. Carried an injury last week. And Backdoor Brownie. I got her again. No, back fence Brownie. Cat doesn't like that nickname.
I don't think Brownie would like it either.
I reckon he'd have a giggle at it. I reckon he'd love it. Anyway,
I dare you to say it to his face, though.
Fuck no.
Exactly my
Some people
point.
reckon I look like Nathan Brown. Can you see it?
I've always thought it, and I've always thought whether or not to say it, but you said it for me, so.
Good to hear. Coming off the bench for the Seagulls, Chan Kum Tong, Benny Condon, Caleb Neville, who I haven't seen too much of. I actually think if he's changed clubs recently, I have to do some research there. Give me a second. And James also on the bench there. Their extended bench, no one of note there that I think comes in. Maybe a Jamie Humphreys. Maybe keep an eye on that situation there. Let's move to the Sunday afternoon game. Kathmandu, who we got?
I was just looking up the Naval.
Yeah, did you get anything there?
I did. Well, he only signed with Manly this year, but I'll let you do a bit of research while I let everyone know that the next fixture and the final fixture of the weekend is the West Tigers taking on the Raiders. This one is at Campbelltown Sports Stadium at 4:05 p.m. So a lovely way to wrap up the weekend.
Very nice. Also, Caleb Navale, who I believe it's pronounced was not the guy I thought he was. Anyway, but let's move to Sunday, 4 p.m. For the Tigers, Buller at fullback, Fate Ape on one wing, Charlie Staines on the other, Naden Olam in the centres. Lockie Galvin returns at 5'8". Thank God, needed that. Caesar at 7. Stefano and Bolle in the front row, Appy at 9. Ruben Porter named in the back row for the Tigers. Now, I am seriously considering him as a Supercoach nuff this week. Him starting might just confirm it for me. So keep an eye on that situation. I almost choked. Samuel Finu in the back row with Matamua. The bench for the Tigers. De Silva, Finu, Seafarth, and La Lily. Heath Mason on the extended, as is Adam Dewey. You got anything on Adam Dewey?
No, but he did play Cup over the weekend.
He did end up playing?
Yeah, he did end up playing.
Cool. Good to see him back in the NRL. Hopefully we see him back running around soon. For the Durs, Jordan Rapana at fullback. Kotrick, Savage on the wings. Chris Timoko, Strange at 5'8". No changes there. Forward pack remains unchanged. The bench, Wolford, Mariota, Trey Mooney, Emre Gula. No changes to that Raiders side. Simi Sasagi, who some people have in their Supercoach side, like me, doesn't get a start this week because Hudson Young isn't playing Origin. No sign of Corey Horsburgh yet either. So pretty boring team list for those two. But an absolute stack happening this weekend, especially in Supercoach. Round 16, the second major bye round. It's going to be big jumps made this weekend. We're going to have beers and break-evens coming your way tomorrow afternoon. So stay tuned for that. And also, guys, in the link below, we have got 2-for-1 tickets for the under-19s Origin on Thursday night at Leichhardt Oval. You can come and join me out there for the CBA Bowl. We've got the merchandise that's been on sale all week. There is still some available on the website, rugbyleagueguru.com.au, if you want to grab a hat or a jumper. Not many jumpers left. You have to move quickly there. We've got a fair few hats left, but move quickly on the jumpers if you would like them. And I'll be out there on Thursday night, Leichhardt Oval, on the hill, getting stuck into a couple of food trucks, sinking a few brewskis. It's going to be unreal out there for the under-19s Origin. So make sure you get a ticket. The link is in the description. 2-for-1 tickets via that link from the NRL for Rugby League Guru podcast listeners. Appreciate you guys, and we will see you soon.